Welcome to this week's video. We're going to be trimming this area here, up, over, down this side. So yeah, nice easy one hopefully. It's not going to be easy, is it? Nothing with this is easy. But yeah, hopefully you can learn something from this. So we've got to put a couple of pieces either side and then another piece along the top. So let's crack on with it. So first job is to measure the size of wood that we need. So you measure from the floor up to the top of the B-pillar, and you do that on both sides, and you also measure across. So you find the widest point of the side pieces as well, to make sure you've got wood that is both wide enough and tall enough, or long enough. And I'd advise you write down these numbers, because I didn't, and then you're relying on your memory. But fortunately I had lots of offcuts from doing the walls and the roof and everything, so got these couple of pieces here that fit perfectly. And then one for the top as well, much bigger. There we go, all fitted, done. Not quite. So first of all I chopped out that little top corner that you see me scribing in there, just to make it fit a bit better, and then I scribed down the side to make sure it all fits. So then we trim that so it fits nicely, and then you go to the other side and scribe it down following the trim panel on the other side. It's a lot easier if you move the seats forward as I have here. And then you cut it out and hopefully it fits like a glove. And then you repeat the same process for the other side. The other side's a little bit trickier because there is a bit more of a gap on the right hand side. So you want to set your drafting compasses to just bigger than the widest point, and then follow the edge of the van. And then you trim that, and it fits in nicely. And then the same again, follow the trim on the other side, folding the driver's seat forward to give you a bit more access, and you trim that, and that fits. Lovely job. The top piece, you do the same, you do the top section first. So what I actually did, I believe, was, yeah, I trimmed the edge first, just so it fits better. And then you use your drafting compass again, hold it in place and trim the top. And now that fits in nicely. What I did screw up here was I didn't scribe in the right hand side as you're looking at it, so you've got that little bit of a point, but it's not such a big deal. So here I am, I'm scribing the other side against the B-pillar trim, and then we cut that off and it fits in nicely. You'll notice there is an overlap on both sides, but we sort that out shortly. So next up we actually screw these in, so we drill the holes and screw them in just to make sure everything fits, and holes are already drilled. Now comes the tricky bit. So you get your stretch carpet, a little bit bigger than the piece itself. Quick tip, make sure you use a brand new blade, because this stretch carpet just blunts blades. But you don't have to be too accurate, because it's all going to be hidden.
And there's your first bit cut. Now you get your spray contact adhesive, or contact spray adhesive apparently it's called, and you just do one edge. Now the edge you do is the edge that sits to the inside of the van, not to the wall. And then you just pull that over, start at one end, stick it down, and this stretch cup, it's really easy to work with. Apparently there's some stuff that's rubbish and some stuff that's good. I lucked out. I'll see if I can find where I bought it from and drop a link, but I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. So you pull over one edge and stick it. Just like that. And don't worry about the little creases and folds and things like that. It's not an issue because this is the back side. Tidy up the top. I think I might have actually cut that off in the end. And then rub the contact adhesive off your fingers because it's annoying. And then do the same for the other two pieces. So here I am just folding that over. And yeah, I did trim off some of the excess here. And then the top piece, I left a little bit more at the top. You'll see why in a bit. But then you also want to trim the bottom nice and tight. But not too tight, it's still got to fold over. And there we go. And now you screw the panel in using the holes that you've already drilled. So you get the top one in. Well, I start at the top, you can start at the bottom if you like. Bottom, bottom, bottom hole, kick a ball and score a goal. That's how you do up a shirt, that apparently. So you want to do these at a slight angle just to pull the panel into the trim piece. Make sure you've got it tucked in behind the seal. And then get a piece of wood or cardboard and you spray the adhesive on the panel itself and a little bit on the carpet. Pull the carpet out of the way so you're not spraying it on the front. Leave it to tack up for a few seconds. By the time you got to the bottom, the top is tacked up generally. And then you just pull it round and press it home. The contact adhesive I've bought was from Screwfix. Contact spray adhesive. Works really well, not too expensive. I think they even do a discount on a bulk buy, and you're gonna need a lot of it for a van, so you might as well do the bulk buy. And there we go, it's all stuck down. Looks rubbish. This is the magic bit though. So you get some sort of something and just push it in behind the door seal. Make sure it's fully pushed in as much as you can. And then I just started at the top and got a Stanley knife blade not in the knife just so I could get really close in, and you just run that against the carpet behind the door seal. So that makes sure it's cut behind the seal essentially, so you're not leaving any exposed wood. But it's quite a slow process. But you just take your time, cut it, and you get to a bit where you haven't pushed it in, and you then push that in. Don't be tempted to try and pull it, because that will just pull it away. re-push it in again. And then you cut it again. Yeah, you keep pushing it in, keep cutting it. And then I just trim the bottom piece off and try to tuck that underneath. Behind the bottom there is a slight upstand as well. And that's it all done. No visible screws, all tucked in nicely. A little bit of cleaning up to do on the door seal and a little bit of tidy in there. But all done, hidden screws, stretch carpet done. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.